Whew. Okay, so going into round 2 here, of day 1, we won our first match against Blue Red Control, and now I'm up again here. I really should, like, you know, before the video starts, just like check who's on the play. That'd probably, like, you know, make things a lot easier for talking about mulligans. Anyway, this hand, it's nothing special. We do have a discard spell, and we do have a Trapfinder. Like, whenever you have a Trapfinder in your opening hand, you're gonna keep, like, kind of weak hands that have Trapfinder, because it's just so important to the deck. So I keep that. We're on the draw here, and we see a blue-red land here. Okay, that is also not something I faced yesterday, but this looks like Phoenix, so I'm pretty happy that I have the 3 Soulguard lands in my sideboard, and that I've tested this matchup, and it's kind of like tricky, kind of rough. Did you play a Dragon Rage Channel on turn 1, and I go with the Inquisition, drawing Echoing Return for turn. And let's see what they have here. That is no lands. They kept the 1-lander here. Actually, that makes sense, right? With the Fadeless looting, like, it's probably not too bad. But if we just take away the looting here, they might just, like, not have a land next turn. Just have to play the Dragon Rage Channeler. So we see what they play here. They get in for 1. That's a good sign. And play another 1/1. And a tapped land. Okay, the Stormcarved Coast getting them again. Well, it is, like, a little bit lucky that it's something to land, but I'm pretty happy that it's a tapped one at least. So let's see what we can do for our turn. Thoughtseize. Okay, that's kind of neat. Now I can take away the Opt as well. So I do that, take away Opt, and I also play Goblin Trapfinder. This will also, like, hold back the Channelers. Usually there's not too much exile removal in these Phoenix lists, like maybe like 1 Spikefield Hazard. So feeling fine about this. Their hand is pretty bad right now. Though if they do draw a land, they can, like, flashback looting, discard the Ox, and so, like, maybe they can get something going. But we'll see what they do hit here, or maybe we won't see it. Okay, that's an expressive iteration. That's a pretty good hit. Yeah, so the channelers will put things in the graveyard. So I'll just, like, have that open here. So they put Biobluff Canal in the graveyard. I guess that makes sense, right? You put Biobluff, yeah, to, like, you know, get them flying, right? Because if you just get both of these flying, I'm under a lot of pressure that I can't really deal with. So now they just need to hit a creature here. So let's see what the next trigger brings. They actually kept that card on top. Okay, so they put looting into exile. That's not great. So now they're gonna play the land from hand, and oh no. So they put something on top, but that wasn't a land, right? They binned the land that they really needed this turn, which is probably a fine line because you'd have so many more looks. But then they kept something on top that wasn't a land, and I don't really know what that is. I assume that's the card that is in their hand right now. Maybe it was looting and they were just trying to go, like, super risky, but I assume the card in their hand right now is what they kept on top that I think is really good. So, like, it might be something like another expressive iteration, right? Like something really high impact like that. I draw a Village Right. That is perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to see here. So I'm just gonna fire that off right now, I think. Yeah, I fire it off right now. See if I can find something better. Maybe a discard spell to, like, you know, take away their card. Let's see what we hit. Drum roll. We hit a Burgie. Okay. Not ideal, but we draw another Trapfinder and another Burgie. Okay, another Trapfinder here is kind of nice. If we can make them die, this Echoing Return is gonna look pretty saucy. So, gonna play on my Trapfinder and a tap land past the turn. Opponent did have the expressive iteration. I guess that's what they left on top there. Okay, so we get another go at it. Now they get to Surveil. Let's see what they hit. Unholy Heat, that is not a creature. The other one kept on top. Okay, maybe they're gonna, like, actually have a land drop this time. Yeah, the Exile Island. Okay, so now they are gonna make the land drop for turn. Have a Consider. That's another bunch of looks. Okay, so let's see what they hit here. Put Consider and Demons in the graveyard. Okay. And another Demons. Okay, sure. Draw a card of Consider. So that's actually still no creature. There's no Delirium here. That is pretty lucky for us. These are still 1/1s, right? We're actually, like, still alive in this game. So that feels pretty nice. And now we have Inquisition, so we can take a little peek here. I might, you know, I'm gonna Inquisition first. If I end up taking Strangle, I can play out the Burgie. Otherwise, I'll do something else. But we start off with the Inquisition here. 2 lands and a Strangle. Okay, we take the Strangle here, and yeah, I think I'm just gonna play out Burgie now. I mean, they're gonna flashback looting, and discard the Ox, so I know that now these are gonna be flying, right? Now we're on that return clock, and they're gonna like be able to flashback Ox. It's gonna be a whole mess. Anyways, couple triggers here. They put both things in the graveyard, and it's 2 creatures. Yeah, okay, so now they're definitely, you know, super delirium here. Discard Ox and a Steamlands. Okay. Play an untapped land. Play a Symmetry Sage. Symmetry Sage is kind of rough here. We go down to 11, but Symmetry Sage, if they can trigger it like just twice, actually, that's 11 damage. I'm pretty sure, right? Because this would be 5, this would be 3, this would be 3, yeah. Yeah, so if they can cast just 2 spells next turn, it's 11 damage. They do have enough cards in the graveyard that they can flashback the Ox, so we're actually like, we're probably dead next turn. So we have to like really go now. But we draw another Traveler. That is not the card I wanted to see here. Really wanted that in my deck so I could hit it off my Trapfinder, but I'm gonna have to go for the discounted Horn here. 3 mana Horn comes into play. Get sacrificed the end of turn. That's alright. I mean, I'm probably not gonna have it on the turn anyway. And now we just have to like start discarding stuff and see if we can like get something going. Hit another Traveler. Okay, so now our odds of hitting with the Trapfinders are not very good here. Discard this other Traveler. There's a Fatal Push at least. We can push our own Trapfinder. And then we can actually use Echoing Return to bring them back. Which is exactly what I do here. And that is, I think, a pretty big misplay. What I don't realize here is that if I do that play, right? Like, I already have another Trapfinder in the graveyard. So it's like, it's good value to be able to do this, right? I kill this thing. If I do hit, like, my 1 Traveler, but there's only 1 left, right? It's pretty unlikely that I hit it. It is great and all, but if I don't and I have to, like, play a black land, play my Echoing Return to get them back, I'm out of black mana for the turn. It doesn't actually matter what happens, because I won't be able to like do anything relevant, right? With only red mana, you cannot like kill your own Trapfinders. So what I should have done was just kill one of these creatures so that I don't face lethal next turn, and then give myself another turn to like maybe like put something together. Instead, I make this play. I don't hit the Traveler. I just hit another Trapfinder, which I do discard because I can get it back anyway with Echoing Return. Hit a couple of lands, decide to go for Echoing Return, get back 3 Trapfinders, but I have all this red mana, but like nothing to really spend it on. Except for like, I guess this Ominous Traveler. So I'm trying to find a flyer, like maybe that can help, but I just get like a Champion of the Perished. Hit a 3/3 here, so that's probably Dominating Vampire, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. I can just like play out all my Trapfinders here, but... And now my Horn goes away end of turn, and my Trapfinder dies and finds, you know, the 4th Trapfinder, but... Yeah, I mean, I'm just like super likely to be dead here. So they gotta play a few spells and their team is gonna grow and I'm gonna die. That was 11 damage right there. And I should have known that, right? I should have just pushed their creature. So, not optimal. I don't think we would have won anyway with the cards that were on top, but, you know, still gotta play optimally. Alright, so for sideboarding in this matchup, I brought in the 3 Soulguide Lanterns, and I brought in some of the removal, like, the final return, finale, whatever it's called, the 2 mana -0/-3 to 2 things, like casualty, because it gives perpetually -3 toughness, which means that if you do this on Phoenix, it can come back. I mean, it can, but it'll just die immediately. But you can also like answer Ledger Shred or something on turn 2 with it. And Grizzly Spectacle too. Oh, Grim Spectacle, I think. Grim Sigil, I think it's actually called. Which can that's the removal spell that can like kill, you know, casualty can like kill 2 X1s, or you can combine them to like kill a Ledger Shredder. It is pretty good against stuff like Dragon Rage Channeler. I think I like Shave a Claim, and I bought out the Colagons Command. They're not very good in this matchup. And so I shave a little bit here and there. I think I bring another discard spell, and that's my setup for game 2. So here we have a hand that's like pretty weak, right? Just 2 Burgy and a Thoughtseize. I don't really think this gets me anywhere. I don't have Graveyard Hate. I'm just gonna mulligan this. Alright, great hand now. Trapfinder, with ways to sacrifice, and we do have an Inquisition too. Like, this is kind of beautiful. I put back one of my Deadly Disputes since I figured I'd rather have the extra land. Not sure that's correct, but it's probably fine. And I actually start off with an Inquisition here because I really want to be able to take away Dragon Rage Channeler. I don't have an answer for that right now. So, I do get to take away the Channeler, but they kept another one-lander. This one, much more indefensible, right? The first one is actually, I think, a correct keep. Sorry, with the faceless looting, but this hand right here, I mean, it has nothing that can guarantee to draw next card. No way to discard these Phoenixes and this Ox. Some 2-mana removal spells that aren't even very good in the matchup. Like, this is just atrocious. So as expected, it plays Demons and pass. And like, you know, we all know what's gonna happen, right? They're gonna draw like a bunch of lands from now on. Like, they're not gonna miss a land drop. And they're gonna hit express iterations and so on. Because that's just how it works in these tournaments. But anyway, I play my Trapfinder, play the tower here, make sure that like a random Spikefield Hazard doesn't get me. Yep, they do hit a land drop here, but okay, they don't have another play right now. And they're not gonna just Molten Impact. That's also a good reason to keep up the tower. Alright, so I do claim the first one. That could come up nicely later, but right now I'll just attack, and I think I fire off the Dead Dispute main phase. Yeah, it would be nice to like hit it, maybe a discard spell, like some other play, so I just fire that off here. And let's see what we hit here. Off the trigger, we hit another Trapfinder. Okay, so draw 2 lands. That's not great, but I'll just play out this Trapfinder here, and it'll die to its own trigger. At least we have Echoing Return to like get back both Trapfinders. End of turn, Trapfinder dies. Let's see what we hit. We hit a Burgie. Okay, so that's part of the combo. They hit another land, of course. Now we at least have like Shattering Finale, which is the answer to Phoenix here. Perpetually -3 toughness. So I can't really play out my Burgie yet because they have, you know, removal spells. So the only thing I can do here is just regrow 2 Trapfinders. But it's actually fine, right? Because I can just play out both of them, and I can use my Friction Tower to sacrifice 1 here. So play this one out, attack for 1. I actually don't even play the other one out yet. But I decide to keep up. Why did I play that Swamp there? I actually don't know. Oh, I just want to put Gigantha in hand this turn. Okay. Oh, I realize what my play is here. Yeah, I was just gonna like play out that Trapfinder and just sacrifice it to tower so I can put Gigantha in hand, get a little bit more value. Maybe next turn, like maybe like later, I'll end up like, you know, using like sacrificing Trapfinder to Shattering Finale. Probably not very likely with the amount of creatures my opponent has in play. They hit a 4th land drop. I mean, for some reason they haven't missed a land drop yet, but their hand is still awful, right? Like, even though they hit all their land drops, it doesn't do anything. So they're just hard casting Phoenix here and attacking for 3. That's all right. So now I play my Trapfinder. I do briefly consider if I should like play out this Burgie here. Because it basically like gives me an extra mana in case like I need it for the combo, but I decide that like maybe I'm gonna end up using it for something else. I actually have enough mana like to win almost guaranteed anyway if I do hit a Traveler off this. So I sacrifice this one. Do I hit a Traveler? I do hit a Traveler. Okay, so now I can play out my discounted Burgie. I have 2 mana floating from Friction Tower, and I'm just gonna go off here. Blah 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 blah. End up killing them. Okay, their hand was not very good, and they died. End of story. Game 3. We are blessed here with a Soulguard Lantern in our opening hand, so that's nice. And wait, did I actually hit the end of the playlist here? No, I did not. Okay, perfect. Again, I just like had unplugged my headphones. So yeah, this hand is kind of nice. Discard spells, Deadly Dispute can be okay. With the Traveler at least, like to sacrifice that, but yeah, it definitely like when you have the Lantern on the draw, you just gotta keep this hand. So let's see if they have a Channeler. They do not. We draw a second Traveler. I do not like that. Again, you just like really don't want to have that card in your hand in these matchups. My opponent's hand is very Thoughtseize proof. I just take away Consider, and they play the other Consider here. Put keep the card on top. Okay. Now the opt. I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't think that's a great play. I mean, at some point, like, you're supposed to, like, I think you're supposed to save your cantrips sometimes in this deck. So right now, I have the decision between, like, I can play out my Lantern here, so, like, make sure my opponent doesn't get Phoenix into play next turn, but it's, like, not that likely that they do, so I end up just deciding to go with the Traveler here. If they kill it, I don't really care. I get a 3/3, which is, like, probably a dominating vampire, but yeah, who knows. They play... Alright, yeah, so they actually, like, fire off... Hold on. Yeah, they fired off, like, yet another opt at the end step here. Find a Dragon Rage Channeler for turn, but they're probably, like, out of instant sorceries now, so that's cool. Drawing this Trapfinder is awesome here. Now I can just do that. I can Deadly Dispute. I'm not sure if, like, writing this out right now is actually really smart, because there could be Spell Pierce in the opposing deck. The reason I do it is because I also want to play Soul Guide Lantern this turn, so that I can, because, like, at least now I think I have to respect them getting back, like, maybe even multiple Phoenixes, right? Like, it could get really scary. They, like, burned a bunch of cantrips, but I don't know what they turn into, right? It could turn into, like, lootings and so on. The opponent could be holding back right now. I think one thing to think about, though, is that, like, the way my opponent has been playing these games, probably, like, things are just, like, what they seem to be. And here, the reason my opponent, like, didn't cast another spell here is because they have a 2-mana instant, such as the Abrade that we saw last time. And actually, like, playing out my Lantern right now into an Abrade, it's just not even that good. So, I think I should just pass here. And done to that dispute on their turn. They're not really, like, close to Delirium at least, but I do draw a few cards here. Let's see. Oh yeah, I hit Berkey off the Trapfinder. That's not the thing we wanted to hit, but I do draw another Trapfinder anyway, so we'll survive. I have this treasure token here I can use to play Soul Guide Lantern, and I do, but I think that is actually a pretty big mistake. There's, like, nothing in the graveyard to hit right now, and this is just very weak to Abrade here. I just get to exile the graveyard, but they keep a card on top, and that's considered. Okay. So, oh yeah, of course, the Braid is in the graveyard. So now we have a Braid and Consider in the yard, and they find a Ledger Shredder. Sure. Don't really have an answer for that right now, but never mind. We just drew a Fatal Push off the top. Super easy. Never didn't have it. So I just start off by killing the Ledger Shredder. Don't let them get a loot in. And... oh, I'm actually surprised that I'm playing this Traveler. I think maybe I'm trying to set up for the Horn. Oh yeah, I can play Traveler plus Trapfinder. Yeah, that's actually pretty nice. So here we get a 2/2. Probably the 2-mana 2/2 Vampire. And play Trapfinder here. Even, like, get a cheeky attack in for 1 there. So opponent is on the Hardcast Phoenix plan again. We're on 17. We just draw a land though, so I'm just gonna slam the Horn right here. Let's see if they have an Abrade. I even get, like, another attack in for 2. Like, the Trapfinder is holding back the ground anyway by itself. So opponent's attacking also 3 again. Play another Channeler. They have, like, you know, creature and instant right now, so it's still fairly far away from doing anything relevant. And yeah, now we get to untap with the Horn. We have, like, you know, these extra, like, you know, random vampires in our hand that we can just discard to turn into actual cardboard, or I guess more lands. Gonna discard a land. Okay, there's some discard spells. So now I'm gonna fire off the discard here. See what they have. They just Unholy Heats the Traveler, so I'm gonna assume that means the last card in their hand is just a land or something. But they put Spikefield Hazard and Pathway in the graveyard. Pretty happy to see the Spikefield Hazard go away, so it doesn't hit my Trapfinder. And okay, another Phoenix is the last card, but I didn't play it last turn. Some reason. So I decided I'm actually just gonna, like, Thoughtsies away that Phoenix, because, like, them playing it is actually, like, a real clock, and they're not really gonna be able to bring it back anytime soon. They're just missing sorcery right now for their Dragon Rage Channelers. What I'm gonna do here is that I'm just gonna put Gigantha in hand. So I do have the Horn, right? I could continue going, but it's very tricky to play with Horn. You, like, basically have to realize, like, you know, when are you supposed to pump the brakes and just wait another turn? Because, like, usually, like, if you just discard every card in your hand, you might just, like, you know, hit a bunch of things that, like, you can't cast right now and aren't that relevant. So sometimes it's just better to, like, do other stuff. Especially, like, spending some mana to put Gigantha in hand. It's kind of nice. But since I don't have any, like, mana production engine, I can't do this on the same turn that I'm trying to discard it to the Horn. So I'll just, like, put it in my hand, pass the turn, try and discard it next turn. And we can definitely play it slow. Even if these go live, it's only 9 damage. And, you know, we have a Trapfinder in play, we have a Bergie in hand, and a Horn. We're like not that far off from finding a combo here. So I'm actually okay with that. They do hit a Fate is loading, so I'm pretty scared of that. But luckily they have no cards in hand. I'm pretty happy that I decided to cast Thoughtseize, take away that Phoenix, to leave them with nothing. So they can't, like, they can just like mill a few cards, and they can't actually like do anything with the looting here. Can't even flashback it really. But it do attack us down to 3 lives, so that's really dangerous here. So now I need my Horn to work some magic. And I think I even decide here that I'm gonna have to Bergie. But first things first, we drew a way to sacrifice the Trapfinder. So I'm just gonna like, I guess I'm not even starting by playing that, huh? Okay, I start by discarding Gigantha. Get Echoing Return. Okay, what do I have in the graveyard? I think I have, you know, like at least another Trapfinder, so... Yeah, I'm gonna at least like start out by playing the tower, sacrificing the Trapfinder, see what I hit. Do I hit my combo piece? Yes, I do. Okay, that makes things so much easier than, you know, what I was fearing this turn was gonna be. Now, I am at 3 life. I have to kill them right now, but I do have so much mana and so much time that, yada yada yada, I am gonna end up killing them here. And they just group, like, after a few instances of this. So, we do manage to beat Phoenix here, with the combo, even though we were dead on board next turn, so it's very important that the combo worked like it does. Pretty fortunate, but yeah. Very happy to beat Phoenix here. My opponent, like, might have not like been the best pilot of the deck, but you know, we definitely take those here. And now we like swoop into round 3 here. Still gonna be on 17 lands though, but yeah, that's what I have to offer.